Okay, well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Today we will be speaking about how to combat high cart abandonment rates and increase your sales. You'll be hearing from myself, Laura Arnowski, Director of Business Development with ZeroLag, Mohammed Amer, Founder and CEO of Wigzo Technologies, and Brent Peterson, Chief Magento Evangelist with Wagento. I've been working with ZeroLag for the last 2 years alongside of our engineers and many well-respected Magento developers. Today, I'm going to speak to you about site speed and how it can affect your company. For those of you who have not worked with ZeroLag before, we've been in business for over 17 years. ZeroLag is a Magento Select partner and a Veeam Gold partner. We provide hosting, disaster recovery as a service, backup as a service, and customized solutions for small businesses to enterprise clients. ZeroLag has been part of the Magento community for years and works closely with Magento developers to provide up-to-date, optimized Magento solutions. You already know how a slow website is not good for your business, so today we're going to dig into a few ways that show how slow websites is hurting you and how good hosting can help. Number one, Google doesn't like slow websites. Google is a 900-pound gorilla in the room. It's a gorilla that directly or indirectly controls most of the traffic on the World Wide Web. It's well documented that Google's secret algorithms take page load time into account when determining search engine rankings. Did you know that a Google crawl can slow your website down while you're doing a Magento site re-indexing or experiencing spike in traffic? Recently, I had a client that came to us because they had lost their good ranking on Google due to a slow website. Their product is a commodity, so their Google rank is very important to them, and they lose money every day that it isn't the top of the list. We found that their website was being crawled by Google every single night, and at the same time, they were doing their product updates. They also had a large number of SKUs, which can highly impact the site speed. We worked with them to schedule their product updates at a later time and made a few additional adjustments on the way that they purchased their products, and eventually, their rank was restored with a faster site, thus increasing their conversion rates. Number two, high bounce rate and low session time. Slow loading web pages are the online equivalent of slow drivers in the freeway fast lane. But when it comes to the internet, web surfers have an unlimited number of open lanes to choose from. Cart conversion can be increased with a fast and reliable website that can handle your everyday traffic and peak traffic. Many times, a slow loading web page can be related to code or large uncompressed images. But other times, you may need a hosting company that has experience with Magento to help fine-tune your caching configuration or server settings to fit your website, in turn, keeping people on the site longer. And that's how a slow website can lead to high bounce rates and low session time. Number three, it can reduce your employee productivity. Okay, so a lot of focus today is on how your customers view your website, but what about how your employees view your website? If your employees are using your website for product information and it takes them forever to get what they need, you're losing employee productivity. Let's not even think about if they place orders online. I recently worked with a company that had to enter orders on their website during peak, and they couldn't place orders because it would slow the site down too much. How productive is that? Your employees need fast access to information in real time, and your website is their go-to choice. By making sure to get feedback internally on how your website is used by employees and making sure that it's fast and easy to use, you can help increase employee productivity, and they will be your biggest champions on how awesome your website is. And that's how a slow website can reduce employee productivity. Number four, it damages your brand. So I think we have all heard about how attention spans are getting shorter. Everyone expects to be able to order a product right now. Slow websites are an inconvenience to your customers, and they will not be shy about complaining about a slow website. If your website is slow and not accessible to a mobile device, they will not wait. You spend a lot of time and money getting people to your website, And if you get someone to add items to your cart, but it takes forever for them to check out, they'll go to another site that makes it quick and easy. Fast, reliable hosting can help here. By understanding where you're experiencing latency, ZeroLag will do a deep dive into where the bottleneck is, and we'll work with you and your developer to help fix it. That's how a slow website can damage your brand. Number 5, dynamic websites and CRMs can be very resource heavy. This means every page triggers at least once, and most likely multiple requests to a database. Dynamically building one page for a single user can exert a load that's equivalent to serving dozens of static HTML pages. Having the right server resource will make a huge difference here. You need to build an environment that will support your needs and help you meet your page load goals. If you have a high SKU count, or if you have 30 admins logged in at one time, you can be putting a heavy load on your system and slowing your page load time dramatically. That's how a dynamic website and CRM can slow your website down. Number 6, lost revenue. I think this slide speaks for itself, really. You may not be doing $100,000 per day in business, but what is your loss here? What could you potentially be doing by increasing your site speed and getting better cart conversion? One of the biggest complaints I hear from potential clients is that they are experiencing too much downtime. When I ask them what's causing the downtime and they say it's the hosting company, I generally know that they don't really know what the issues are because nobody is working with them on the issues. Having a good hosting partner will help you understand the root cause of an outage, will help you prevent any future outages or latency on your website, working together as a team. And that's how you can lose revenue and how a good host can help. Finally, our approach to optimization. Caching configurations are complex. Having a partner to help you and your developer can make all the difference. Code analysis is certainly something your developer will do, but we look at different things than they do. We look for bottlenecks, how code affects the server, and processes. In fact, our Magento team does this for free. It's part of your everyday pricing. Partnering is just part of our culture. ZeroLag was built on partnerships. You won't see us doing Super Bowl commercials or on other websites. We don't do much marketing. We partner with developers by building lasting relationships, and they help bring us business because we make their job easier. A dedicated Magento team. It's easy to claim you have Magento experts, but our team will take pride in our work, and we offer this to all of our clients at no extra cost for support. Everyone receives white glove service because everyone deserves it. I end on this. We do this every day because we really do. Some of our competitors host many different platforms, and sure, we host a few of them as well. But our main focus is on Magento. So we know where you're having your issues, and we make it our business to help. Please feel free to reach out to me if you would like a personal analysis and recommendation on how we can help you with your site speed. So now I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Umair, and he's going to talk about Wigzo technologies.
Thanks, Laura. So a brief introduction. My name is Mohammed Umair. I'm the founder and CEO of Wigzo Technologies. Wigzo is a smart conversion optimization technology solution, which caters to all kind of conversion techniques, from on-site behavioral notifications to recommendations. But we're going to talk about specifically today about push notifications and progressive web. And why? Because this technology has picked up in last 1 year. And I was telling everyone here before the webinar also that Google Chrome and desktop, all the desktops, all the desktop browser already have progressive web technologies. But now Apple iPhone is also coming up. Android already had it. And what is progressive web? We'll be discussing that, and how push notifications from progressive web has been helping brands. So let's take a look at the core problem here first. Let's take a look at this is one of the screenshots from our own dashboard, and you can see this is from a live client analytic number, and you can see then the view, that means people viewing a particular product on the website on a particular given day was about 134,000, but 3,100 add to carts happened. But actually only about 92 people, 192 people bought, which is which is almost a loss of 2,900 people who never who never completed their checkout. And it's not always obviously you have your email programs going out to people who drop off, but email opt-ins is again another challenge altogether. So obviously we saw an opportunity of how we can control that through push notifications, and to some extent they've been massively successful, and I'll be discussing about the the results as well. So first, I talked about progressive web, and Laura talked about a fast website. So, and you already know that 60%, 70% of your traffic is coming from mobile devices. So progressive web becomes like an integral part of your whole creating a website that is which is fast. It opens and loads instantly on the mobile device. It's responsive, it's secure, and the best part is you can actually add it to home screen, and it works like an app. So instantly loads, it caches in the background. The underlying technology is service workers, which by default Wigzo implements in your as soon as our code goes live. You can add it to home screen. It looks like an app. It functions like an app on a complete screen. There is no address bar in the URL in a progressive web. The best part is that a progressive web app can ask for opt-ins for push notifications. And you already know push notifications is doing wonders in apps, in native applications. But on website, on the website, it's the push notification has been a huge success in e-commerce. So what are web push notifications? They're a function of progressive web, and as soon as people come to the website, they can opt in to receive these notifications. And if they drop off, you have a sale running on. If they drop off on a card, you can reach out to them. Wigzo has not only gives you the ability to manage push subscribers, but also gives you the ability to build push campaigns, which are customized and can add personalize these push campaigns as well. So not only do we help you build progressive web apps with single click, we also help you take push opt-ins from your website, from desktop and mobile. We also help you personalize your push notifications based on the behavior of the user. Web push is doing wonders, and this is one of the let me give you some stats on web push. It has a higher opt-in rates, higher than email, because people just have to click allow on the opt-in prompt, which is like, hey, you want to receive notifications, and the results from the website is phenomenal, because open rate, which is what we say delivery, impressions are almost 10x than email, and our CDRs are over the roof right now. Obviously, we understand it's a new channel, so people are the CDRs will be high, it will plateau. But even then, what we've seen is personalized campaigns drive almost 30% CDR on personalized campaigns, and 30% people actually click on the entire And what we've seen is cart recovery is converting at almost 7 to 10%. So you're targeting all the users who opt in for push notifications. And this is one of the quotes from one of our clients called Jocko Enterprise, which runs Kicks USA, which is based on Magento. And you can read it. We have automated triggers that run behind the scene, and obviously it's easy to build push notification campaigns for your entire subscriber base as well. What the features are, it's so easy to set up. It's just one click. To personalize, you don't have to put any APIs, anything. It's only with Magento. It's only a plugin installation. Your website starts asking for notification, and you can personalize from inside the dashboard. There are already like 5-7 different types of automation campaigns you can build, like cart recovery, like browse abandonment, which is if someone viewed your product but they did not add that product to cart. Or you can just build like campaigns that can go to a entire subscriber base. What are the uses of push notifications? You can send cart reminders, you can send price alerts, you can send product recommendations. You can offer discounts or create a sense of urgency. So if someone viewed a product and they went away without buying it, you can actually create like a sense of scarcity, saying, hey, the product that you were checking out, we only have about 50 pieces left. Yeah, some of the numbers that we have about 26% average CDR on personalized campaigns. We have a 33% improved conversion of cart abandoning customers, and 33% is of all people who are adding cart and has subscribed to push notifications as well. Some of the clients, and I wanted to take you through the results, which is very important. 20%. Now, this is something that we saw on live Google Analytics data. 20% of their entire revenue is now coming from web push. It looks like a small nifty tool, but it's converting at a phenomenal rate. And 20% of their total revenues. Just to give you a perspective, this brand, 25% of the revenue comes from Facebook paid advertising, and about 27% comes from Google paid campaigns. So 20% of total revenue from web push notifications is phenomenally high number. And their conversion rates on cart recovery is about 6%. So every 100 clicks that we give on cart recovery campaign, they generate 6 sales. Now, a lot of you will have questions that how many people actually end up opting in for these push notifications. Let me tell you one simple stat here that we saw. We have not only the ability to ask for push notification, but we added something on an assistive overlay, which is when they're browsing, there is an overlay when the opt-in comes on the website saying that, hey, you want to opt in to receive notifications. There is an overlay which says, this is the reason you should opt in. And the reason for that is that a lot of people don't know why they're opting in. We have seen opt-in rate as high as 13%. So we've been, so that's a massive number, all things considered. Again, another retailer of ours, our client based in Dubai, which is awalk.com, also built on Magento. 10% of their daily sales are from web push notifications, and 7% conversion. So this is something that we're seeing across the industry. This is the same numbers we're seeing in different geographies from web push. We're seeing numbers like in US, in Brazil, in India, in Australia, and Middle East. So it's pretty much similar. So I'm going to hand it to now Brent, and that's about my presentation. You'll have my email address, and we will. I'll type it in the chat, and any questions you can ask in the question answer panel, and we can then leave 5 minutes for question answers, and Brent can take up the questions. Thank you, guys. Brent, over to you.
Hi, my name is Brent Peterson. I'm with Wagento, and We are a Magento solution partner in the United States, in Latin America, and we are also in the APEC region. We specialize in Magento builds, Magento maintenance, do Magento order management. We are a Magento developer training company, so we do that in both Latin America and in India. And we also do some sys work and sysadmin work with people like ZeroLag. We are also one of the few partners that has a Magento master on staff, which gets us nothing special. No, I'm joking. What I wanted to talk to today is how can we determine when your site is slow and why is it slow? So we're a strong proponent of, as we're testing a new build or as you have an event coming up, that we do some load testing. So we work with somebody like ZeroLag to send traffic to your server and determine from that traffic what is happening on your server. This is important, especially if you have an event coming up, to know that if your event is going to push whatever server you have over the edge, do you need to add capacity to that network? So we work with ZeroLag to determine whether or not the current configuration will meet any future traffic needs or traffic that you may have coming up. So a good example is Black Friday or Cyber Monday or any event that you have coming up where you are expecting a large spike in traffic. We do load testing at a level where we can specify the amount of traffic, what you're testing. We can test your APIs. We can test any part of the infrastructure that attaches to your website, and then give you data back on what is it that is causing the server to slow down. It also tells you at what point will your server slow down. So in some of the screen examples that I'm showing you, we can determine that at a level of say 1,000 users on your site, then your site will start to really degrade in performance. We can also test what is it that is running on your site that is causing the slowness. So for example, if your pages are not fully cached, we can find that there is a process that's running that is giving that is causing the server to slow down. Now, our load testing is a little unique in which we don't depend on New Relic or any third-party service. Certainly, we invite that we have a third-party service like a New Relic or another server monitoring tool. But our load testing will grab the native log files from your web server as well as the log files from Magento. This will give us real-time data as well as data that we're not dependent on another service to find out what is causing that particular function to slow down. So some of the actual examples we're looking at now was a load test we did on a client who has an application, an iOS application that attaches to Magento. And at some point, they determined that their a spike in traffic would cause the actual application to slow down greatly. And we were able to find out through load testing their APIs, meaning that the point in which the application connects to Magento, that there was a function within this custom built API that was actually slowing down the Magento application. And we were able then to go back to the developers and say, hey, we need to refactor this code, and we can then do another load test. So we work with ZeroLag and their team very closely to, number one, to set up the testing, to determine what is the capacity that the servers can handle, and then what are we gonna do when when your event happens, are we ready to take on that event? So we work both with other agencies in this regard, developers who are just single developers on their own, or clients who have a server that has some capacity needs, or even if your server seems a little slow, we can also run the load test, which will find points in which we need to tune some of those things. And that tuning then we do in conjunction with ZeroLag. All this is related to the cart abandonment in terms of what was mentioned by Laura in the beginning. Any slowness to your site will start, you'll start losing traffic. So I think that's all I have from the Wagento side.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. If you don't have any more questions, at this point, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll make sure that we answer any of your questions on a side note afterwards, and we look forward to hopefully speaking with all of you.